Get into it. Coach Colin here. This is the Trump that they do not show you. I had never seen this speech given before, and it's just a quick speech, but no one ever talks about this. This was about 7 years ago when Donald Trump was first running for president. Then I'm going to show you another clip that a woman has about the man, that what he did for her and for all black people when he was president. These are the things that they don't show you. Check this out.
Today, I want to talk about how to grow the African American middle class and to provide a new deal for Black America. That deal is grounded in three promises: safe communities, great education, and high-paying jobs. My vision rests on a principle that has defined this campaign right from the beginning, and you've seen where we've come from and where we are right now. It's called America First. Every African American citizen in this country is entitled to a government that puts their jobs, wages, and security first. One of the greatest betrayals has been the issue of immigration. Illegal immigration violates the civil rights of African Americans. That's what's been happening. No group has been more economically harmed by decades of illegal immigration than low-income African American workers. I will also propose tax holidays for inner-city investment, a new tax incentive to get foreign companies to relocate in blighted American neighborhoods, and they will do that. It will be worthwhile. It's called incentive. They will do it. I am very humbled, beyond words, to be the nominee of the party of Abraham Lincoln. A lot of people don't know that. It's the party of Abraham Lincoln. And it is my highest and greatest hope that the Republican Party can be the home in the future and forevermore for African Americans and the African American vote, because I will produce and I will get others to produce, and we know for a fact it doesn't work with the Democrats, and it certainly isn't going to work with Hillary.
Sorry about that. I did not know that he said that. I did not know that he gave that very, that wasn't the more energetic, bombastic style. That was very straightforward of what he wanted. And to talk about it actually, talk about illegal immigration actually affecting the black community. That's what we're seeing completely right now. You can find video after video of Chicago residents. I've made videos myself. You can find them if you go and search for my videos through what I have going there. There are videos of Chicago residents talking about how the illegal immigration crisis has affected them in the worst way possible. We've seen it take their community centers, their schools, their parking. There were some residents that were even talking about parking, taking Chicago, taking money from their opioid fund that was meant to help families that were stricken by, a family member ODs or, drug problems. They took $53 million out of it, gave it to illegal immigrants. New York, it's constantly happening. Nothing for the black community whatsoever, but somehow Mayor Eric Adams finds $51 million to put towards a pilot program for debit cards for illegal immigrants. He's 100% right. He was 100% right. This is almost 10 years ago he said this. This is what illegal immigration is doing. And think about that, because it's true, and look at how hard he's been fighting it the whole time. His whole presidency was being called racist because he wanted to put up a wall so the African American community could be impacted less by illegal immigration. And everybody, it's not just black people who are affected, it's everybody. There's story after story, whether it's a white home that's broken into or a black neighborhood that is completely just thrown into disarray. It's happening constantly. And the fact that he just wanted to make a deal and help the African American community, that's crazy. That's the stuff that they won't show you. This is another thing that they won't show you about Donald Trump. Listen to this.
Comes to President Donald Trump, a lot of people accuse this man of being a racist. I too was one of the ones that said, no, I don't want to go talk to that man. He hates black people. Well, that's what they said. But I had a story. I wasn't going to be worried about emotions. I was going to go in with my story and see if I could make a difference. Many of you may or may not know that I served time in a Georgia State prison. And while I was serving time in that prison, I was pregnant. I was transported to a hospital here in Georgia by a police officer, and I was chained to a bed, and I was forced to give birth to my baby with a sheriff watching for a nonviolent crime. I found myself sitting in front of President Trump in the Oval Office, and I shared my story. Just so happened that he heard my story. Not only did he pass the First Step Act, overturning the 94 crime bill that massively incarcerated black America, freeing nearly 20,000 people to this day. He also made it illegal for them to chain women to the bed during their childbirth. This white man that they told me was a racist. When it comes to...
It's wild, man. That's wild. And that's a sad one, too. But think about that. The First Step Act. No one talks about that. No one talks about that and what it did for the African American community. It's so mind-blowing. And now we're at a point where Kamala Harris is running and everyone is being told she's black and he's an old white guy and she's going to do more for the black community. And we know she has a track record of doing nothing but bad to black communities in California. We know that she's wrecked families. We know that some of those people that she locked up are people that Trump had to free through the First Step Act. This is so crazy. And while Trump is dealing with stuff like this, he's actually, and again, going to the black community once again, going in front of all these journalists, these left-wing, more than likely left-wing journalists who are black, willing to sit down after Kamala Harris says no, and then has to deal with this.
Appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from.
You see what I mean? Like the attacks. And while Donald Trump decided to do this, because this is not this woman sticking it to Trump. This is Trump saying, I'll come to a place where I know I'm not going to be received well so I can speak to you guys and hopefully sway some of you guys towards the right side. And while he's doing this, Kamala Harris is doing this.
Best rapper alive.
Tupac.
He's not alive. You said he lives on.
But not a lot. I know. I keep doing
You said, listen, West Coast girls think Tupac lives on. I'm with you. I'm with you. So Tupac, keep going.
keep doing that. Who would I say? I mean, there's so many. I mean, you know, there are some that I would not mention right now because they should stay in their lane. But others I
I don't know what that means. I want to know who one of those are.
Keep moving.
Okay,
Keep moving, Angela.
All right. That was not supposed to be a stumper either. What about
She couldn't even answer. She gave her the question Donald Trump gets, I'm going to attack you for the next 45 minutes. And Kamala Harris gets best rapper alive. And she says Tupac. And then can't answer the alive question. Doesn't know any rappers. This is so mind-blowing to watch all of this unfold right in front of our eyes. We're being lied to. I never knew Trump had this speech about trying to do something for the black community. And and it all makes sense. That's exactly why you're seeing these compilations of all these guys saying, oh, things were better under Trump. All these black guys who are like from the hood, who are like, oh, things were better under Trump. It's because he intentionally did that. He intentionally knew, I'm going to handle the immigration crisis. It's going to do better for them. I'm going to do X, Y, Z. It's going to do better for this community. They're going to like that. It's going to help middle America. Everyone's going to... He knew. And the whole time. And think, it's not just what was hidden about Trump. Think about how sinister it is that these people, Kamala Harris is part of this, obviously, Joe Biden, they come in and they tell you this guy's racist. The media, of course, they tell you he's racist. They tell you he's similar to Hitler. They tell you that he's the worst thing ever. And then when they actually get in office, they make things worse for every single person. The black community, things got worse. And just even forget the black community, the working class, things got much worse. The economy got much worse. The border became porous, open. People from the terrorist watch list, some got through, a lot got arrested. A Venezuelan gang leader actually just got arrested. He was a Venezuelan gang leader. He had like 24 murders under his belt. He just got arrested by ICE. He was in New York. And they told you that this guy is the worst thing ever. But in reality, all he's been trying to do is make things better. But again, forget about him. The focus is the fact that there's people who saw him trying to make things better, demonized him purposely, took over, and then made things 100 times worse. Because that's the real story. The real thing is what was done after they said this guy's the worst thing ever. And it's all happening again. So what are they going to do the next time if they get in office? What is she going to do? She can't answer the best rapper alive question. This is crazy. It's crazy what's going on. Tim Walz is on stage. He's like, we're going to bring back the joy. Bring back the joy? What are you talking about? What? There's fentanyl everywhere, man. There's fentanyl everywhere. There's people dead. Groceries are 30% higher. What are you talking about? The joy's going to come back. What are you saying? What are your policies? Holy man. Guy made a snitch line during the pandemic. The guy's talking about socialism. She's talking about price fixing. Price fixing is directly linked to most places, Venezuela, Cuba, most of these third world places. All of their governments tried price fixing, and it turned into mayhem for the people. They're doing all of it. It's wild. Absolutely wild. But I just wanted you guys to see those two things. So I'd never seen those. And it's wild that this guy is trying to make things better. This guy's taking on all these people, and Kamala Harris is being handled with these not even kid gloves. She's being handled with cotton candy. And it's still too much for her. And somehow there are people who think she's the person who needs to be in charge. 100% she's the person. Talking about authoritarians. Who's more of an authoritarian? This guy that's been trying to make everything better and trying to seal the border and make things more secure, or the woman who's literally putting people in jail and is used to putting people in jail and doesn't care when she puts people in jail? I don't even understand how this is an argument. I'm sorry for the TED Talk. I just meant to show some clips. I was going to make some jokes at the end. But this is so crazy. It's so crazy. It's wild. I can't believe it. I got stunned. You know why else I got stunned? I was actually, this is a little, just pretend I'm streaming right now, because I just wanted to show people this. This is very weird. I was looking for a clip of Tim Walz talking about bringing back the joy. I got to make this small so you guys can really comprehend what I'm seeing here. Okay, this is what I wanted. Okay? Right? And I go, Tim Walz, bring back the joy. And I'm like, all right, let's find that. First of all, let's scroll up. Okay? Just to show you more of this astroturfing, this fake stuff that's going on. And I start looking. Let me make myself smaller. I really want you guys to see what's going on here. This is really weird. This is really, really weird. Look at this. It's just the same thing. Hold on, let me go up. It's the same thing over and over again. This is what really tipped it for me. I was about to make the video. I was all lighthearted. And I started, some people get through, this guy's saying, cackling is not joy, weirdo Tim Walz, complete phony, then this guy's some guy making fun of alpha males because he wants to vote for Kamala Harris. Well, you know, have fun with your low testosterone. But, you know, it's just the same post over and over again. I started realizing, I'm like, oh, these are fake accounts. Like, look, Sally Fourth. Blue Dogs win. Back to brunch. And it's all pretty much the same post over and over again on different days. That's the weird thing. It'll be like a post and a repost from the 12th, and it's the same accounts. And listen, I know, you know, I can't say anything for sure. And this one, somebody's calling them out. I can't say for sure, but I could definitely say this seems like someone hired some fake accounts to start talking about the Kamala Harris campaign. And look, it's all towards Act Blue. All of them are saying, you know, Tim, it's the same caption. They're all writing the same thing. Sorry, did I point that out? Bring back the joy. It's all the same thing. It's the same. Look at the writing. It's the same every single time. And this doesn't stop here. I could just hold this. I could just hold this for minutes at a time. You know, some people get through. It's the same thing over and over again. So who's buying these accounts? You know, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't have proof. I'll say allegedly. It looks like Kamala Harris's campaign has bought a bunch of bots, put followers under these bots, and just has these bots saying the same thing over and over again, trying to get people to donate. Look at this. Look at this. What is this? I felt like I was high. Like, I've been sober for almost 2 years. I was like, am I high? Am I tripping out right now? And they all have the same weird symbols beside them. Flower, heart, waves, blue waves, you know. It's the weirdest thing. And you just keep going and you keep seeing it. It's so odd. It's not odd. I mean, this is what you do. This is what you do. You just pay bots or you buy bots and you just have them do this over and over again. I'm telling you, the stuff that this campaign's, I'm saving this for another video. I have another video that I'm going to do about her because there's a potential lawsuit. There's a potential lawsuit and a statement made by a media company that is not favorable to her. I'm going to make that for another video, but that's the side of Trump they don't want you to see. Get back to that. That I found that to be really, really interesting. Really sweet, really nice, really just, I want to say heroic almost. Because it's like you're trying to help this community and they're owned by the Democrats pretty much. And they're fighting you the whole way. And you're starting to wake up some of them. But so many of them are still asleep and they're still fighting you. And they're still thinking you're racist. They're still saying all these things about you. And it's because they keep taking in what the media is showing. But all you have to do is just look at what he did. And look at what he says. And see if he's actually done what he says. And then look at Kamala. I'm not even going to get into it. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to bring you that really quick. And wasn't that weird? That whole thing that I just showed you. Those are bots. No, those are bots. Obvious. Who else would do it other than her campaign? Who else would be paying for that? Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Helps tremendously. Other than that, I'm out.